Hey guys, Kamina the coach here. I have done a lot of videos back to back. Usually when something is really pressing on me, that's when this happens. And that's what's going on here lately. So I just want to share some of my realizations for what's pressing on my heart, because a lot of times the reason we need each other is because we're sharing in the same experiences, and we feel like we're alone and we feel isolated because other people are not telling us what they're going through. So without further ado, my name is Kamina the coach. This channel was originally dedicated to helping teachers find work abroad. With COVID, I've rededicated the channel. The face of that industry has changed a lot. So I have rededicated the channel to help people with or to inspire people with early childhood trauma and adoption trauma. I am a late discovery transracial adoptee, and we'll get right into it. I have found an author that I like a lot. I spend a lot of time reading and listening to audiobooks. I don't watch TV or listen to music. I really haven't done that since 2008 with discovering frequencies and vibrations, and what we're focusing on, we're drawing to us. So as much as possible, I want to try to remain in control of what I'm drawing to me. Unfortunately, books and audiobooks have some degree of programming there as well. So I really like this author. In general, it's quite positive. Usually the books have a really nice ending, but this author, I don't know if she either gave up a child, was an adoptee. I'm assuming probably not an adoptee herself, but I think maybe she gave up a child because she talks about this kind of stuff very, very often in her books. And it's very interesting whenever she mentions it in a book. I always have some degree of a dream that is related to my adopted mother. I don't have good dreams about my adopted mother. She's not a healthy woman. I know a lot of us have that experience, especially those of us that are transracial adoptees. I've talked about why that is before, spending all those years trying to have a child or even not, and then you get a baby who is feeling like it's dying, so it doesn't bond to you, and then you feel alienated, so you end up rejecting the child. So even though we understand, a lot of us can understand logically why this happens, it doesn't negate what happened to us. So I believe that, so that's not the point of this video, but the point is, even though I've done a lot of healing and I've done a lot of work, I still feel residual effects of what happened to me when I was younger. And on the surface, I may seem really healthy and whole, but underneath there is still a lot of work to do. And I think that there will probably always be, because there is a lot of programming that happened really young, and it is really hard to undo old programming. I'm 43 years old, and there's programming that started when I was very, very young. So I am listening to a book, and the woman just found out that her mother was not her real mother. Her sister was actually her mother. And so last night I had, yeah, you could definitely call it a nightmare, dreams where I feel like I'm like screaming at my adoptive mother, and just really uncomfortable dreams. I sleep about 9 hours a night, but I ended up calling out today because when I woke up, I just felt exhausted, and I ended up sleeping almost 12 hours in total, because I just feel so tired. Emotionally, deep emotion can really cause fatigue like that. And so just for the sake of self-care, I called out today. I couldn't deal with dealing with children today. There was just no way. So today is October 25th. Oh, the eclipse today. That probably has something to do with it as well. October 25th, 2022, and Halloween is coming up really soon. I'm not really into hallowed days, but if we had to pick a holiday, I like Halloween. I'm also in Mexico right now, so it's kind of cool that Dia de Muertos is a thing in Mexico as well, but it's not really in northern Mexico. Northern Mexico, they really lean more towards the United States traditions, so Halloween more of a thing. Nonetheless, I always used to like Halloween movies, so I was watching the original Halloween, and a line from the movie really struck me, and that was what inspired me to do this video. The title of this video will probably be Sticks and Stones Can Break My Bones, but words can also hurt me. When I was young, and I've heard other people say this as well, when I was young, my adopted mother used to comment on my eyes a lot. I was the only person with brown eyes in the house. They're all white. I'm obviously not. I have very dark eyes and a lot of anger. And so she used to say, oh, those little evil black eyes, those angry black eyes. And so I'm watching the movie, and the doctor is describing Michael when he was a 6-year-old, when he had been picked up for killing his mother, and describing these empty, vacant black eyes where there is something evil behind them. And it struck a chord with me because I recognized this same kind of sentiment coming from someone who was supposed to be a parent figure when I was very, very young. What kind of programming does that leave for a child? If you ask me now what my remaining issues are, and I think that control of my triggers in relationship to anger is probably one of my big ones. And I think that part of that is due to that programming that woman instilled in me very, very young. I don't even remember how old I was the first time she said that to me, but she said it to me a lot. About my scary black eyes. How does that help a child to talk to them about qualities that you find negative in them? It doesn't. And though I have, thank the universe, found and thank the universe for sending me an amazing plant medicine to aid me with that, I've been able to start a love affair with myself, but there is still entrenched in my brain a very deep programming related to the things that people told me I was and wasn't when I was young, especially the caregivers. So I think to the adoptees that have had children, to those of you who had early childhood trauma when you were young, I would caution you on how you speak to your children. I have had to distance myself with people I have come back to in my reunion process because the way they speak to their children makes me uncomfortable. The way children need discipline, yes, but there is no reason in my heart, mind, and soul to berate a child. Discipline can be edited out without berating a child, and talking to anyone, dehumanizing anyone is bad form. But especially dehumanizing a child can have a lifelong effect. I am 43 years old. I have been working on self-development for over 20 years, and I still feel the effects of the words of someone who was supposed to be the person who loved me the most when I was a child. So if you're struggling with healing, growth, and development, I encourage you to be gentle with yourself. If you've done lots and lots of work and you still see yourself occasionally fall into a pattern, or it's natural that the healing road is going to have ups and downs, please be gentle with yourself. Even I feel that and experience it. And in those moments, I lean into self-care the most. I lean into Mother Earth the most because I deserve it. I'm worthy of all the love and support that I can possibly muster for myself. And there is nothing about me that is not worthy and deserving of forgiveness, of comfort, and of support. So I just want to share that with all of you as well. So if you're feeling down right now, there's a big eclipse coming up. In another 14 days on the 9th is another eclipse coming up. There's a lot of stuff going on in the solar system. If you are an adoptee, if you had early childhood trauma, if you are an empath or highly sensitive, and you struggle as your path moves forward, or as if you feel like you're moving backwards, I beg of you to be gentle with yourself and to lean into your self-care routine. You are not alone. This is not unusual. You're not the only one who feels this way. So again, like I said, I've had to take a day for myself. I've had to take a self-care day. I'm drinking lots of water. I'm eating good food. I'm enjoying the beautiful sunshine and taking a deep breath and just loving on myself and letting myself know that I'm worthy of this time and this care. I wish that people would be more sensitive in how they present adoptee situations in literature, but people don't know what they don't know. So I can't, I don't think I can hold them responsible. This author is trying to do the best she can. They're very sweet books. They're very sweet books. So anyways, I'm still gonna go back and watch the end of Halloween. I just needed to share this with you guys because I needed to get it off my heart. I needed to share just in case somebody else is going through this, so you know that you're not alone. For those of you who have children who have been through things in your past, I encourage you to be very careful with what you say to them, because sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can also hurt you and leave long-lasting effects. So until next time, you beautiful people, Kamina the coach sending you love, light, peace, and joy. I'm out.